How's it going, everyone? I'm Matt Lemon, the president of the CU Cornhole Club, and I'm going to be breaking down the 2022 Spring Cornhole Tournament, talking about some storylines, just, you know, talking for the next 5 minutes. So here we go, we're going to go right into it, tight budget. So right off the bat, the big storyline for this tournament is, can Sean Butters and Reese Gregory defend their fall championship? This is probably the dynasty of CU Cornhole. Sean Butters and Reese Gregory, they've played in every championship game that we've had. They lost the first time that they were there, and then this fall, they picked up the championship belt for the first time. They're 14-2 overall, so every team is going to be gunning for them. Can they defend it? I have no idea, but it's going to be exciting to watch. Moving on, I think there's really two teams that can challenge Sean and Reese in terms of pure talent. The other teams in the field definitely can make some noise, and maybe they have a chance, but I don't know if they have the pure cornhole ability to do so. So the two teams that I think can challenge Sean and Reese for the championship belt are, one, my team. I know, but we have the officer board teaming up here. We have Matt Lenneman, me, and Lincoln Rychecki, the vice president. Both of us have been on top of our game. Lincoln just last week won the tournament at the Pepsi Center, and then a couple weeks before that, Lincoln and I got second place at another tournament. So I really think that we have the potential, I think we have the motivation to take down Sean and Reese. And then the other team I think is a very interesting one. We have Max Lancaster. He's a freshman who will be taking over the club as a president next year. And we have Reagan Rychecki. Some have called her the superior Rychecki. She's a pretty darn good player. She can really hit some airmails. She can be a little streaky at times, but she has the upper end talent. So we'll kind of see how that team plays out. Max and Reagan both played together at Nationals, so they have a bit of chemistry together as well. You can't really underrate that. So I think really those three teams are going to compete at the top. Now, outside of that, we are still returning 7 of the 8 top teams from the fall tournament. So I think there's a group of 5 other teams that really have a real shot at this. The biggest one, Sam Drummond and Connor Jameson. These two guys came to the fall tournament complete unknowns and really balled out. I mean, Connor Jameson, very natural player, and Sam Drummond, he's from the South, also very skilled. So they really gave a couple teams a challenge in the Final Four. They ended up getting 4th place. I think they can do it again, which will be fun to watch. And then another team that I think people are sleeping on is Abby Pettigrew and Brennan Billig. I mean, Abby Pettigrew is probably one of the better players quietly in this club. She comes from a cornhole background from her family. She's got a really natural throwing motion. So she's a really tough player to play against. And Brennan Billig, I think, has grown a lot as a player. And so they were a really good team in the fall. I'd expect them to be even a harder team to play against in the spring. Next is going to be a real wild card. This is my big bet, is Jordan Boucher and Austin White. So Jordan has probably come the first of any player in the last 3 months. He's been absolutely excellent. The question for this team will be, can Austin White keep the bags on the board and keep this game under control so Jordan can go up against the best player on the other team? I think it's possible, but again, they're a very up and down team. So I've seen them beat and hang with the top talent, but I don't know if they have that next level skill combined between the two of them to really end up threatening for the title, but they should make it interesting. Next up, we have 2 teams that I kind of view in the same regard. Kevin McMahon, Mark Georgeton. If I believe these are the boys that rolled up in the really sick jerseys in the fall. I think one wore a John Morant jersey. So Kevin McMahon, Mark Georgeton, top 8 team last in the fall. I think they can do it again. Same with Eason Semlin and Tatum Kuhn. Another top 8 team. I know they have the talent. I'll be interested to see how they get it done. Now, rounding out the last bit of this list, we have 5 or 6 so teams that are all about the same level. Connor Mulder, Jack Ryder, haven't heard of them. They might be good. Izzy Carr, Olivia Goodman, they made the Sweet 16. Certainly a team that won't be pushovers in the tournament at all. We'll see how far they go. Kyra Moran, Ashley Sullivan, I think this is a really interesting storyline. Kyra Moran, she played in the first tournament that we ever had with her brother, switched partners for Abby Youngker in the fall, and here she is playing with a new partner. Kyra's got a good toss from what I remember. Who knows what can happen here? New partner, new season. In this last 2 teams, no idea, never heard of them. We've got Keegan McKinney, Braden Nelson. And then we got another team, Caitlin Dean and Tyler Hernandez. So these are complete newcomers. Who knows what they can get done? And last but not least, I would be remiss to not mention Aaron Joy. He's my last team that I'm talking about, and I'm saving them because who knows what can happen with Aaron Joy. Aaron Joy is a complete wild card of a man, a complete wild card of a player. He tosses a bag like he's tossing die, and sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't. He'll be playing with somebody, I don't know who, so we'll see how it goes. So there you have it. There's my breakdown of all the teams.